top story tonight at 6. Macon-Bibb Mayor deciding to go back to charging residents their garbage fees annually, meaning residents will now have to pay $300 up front.
And a lot of folks aren't happy about this decision, as you can imagine, especially after the county raised its millage rate last week. 41 NBC's Edna Ruiz, she spoke to the mayor, and he says he has a compromise, Edna.
Okay, so the county used to charge residents $60 for their garbage fees 4 times a year. They do this quarterly. In March, commissioners voted to start charging residents annually. Then last week, commissioners voted to go back to quarterly. And yesterday, Mayor Reichert vetoed that ordinance going back to annually. Today, I spoke to him about his decision and how it will affect you.
That's going to be a hardship on us.
Gail Brenneman is trying to figure out how she's going to come up with $300 to pay her garbage fee.
I'm retired on a fixed income, as most of us are here that live here, and we're just not going to be able to come up with that kind of money, especially after having to pay your taxes.
Last week, the Macon-Bibb County Commission voted to increase property taxes at the end of this year. So to take a load off residents, the commission voted to go back to quarterly garbage billing instead of having them pay $300 on top of their taxes. And on Tuesday, Mayor Robert Reichert vetoed that decision.
If they weren't going to go ahead and raise the taxes by $3 million, it would be okay. But it's a big whammy is what it is.
Commissioner Joe Allen says he doesn't agree with the burden the county's putting on residents, especially because he knows Macon-Bibb has a lot of people that can't afford this all at once.
I know who they are. I know who I have to deal with every year, and you're going to cause a lot more heartache with other individuals that because you can do it don't mean they can do it.
The benefits far outweigh the inconvenience to some people associated with going to an annual bill as opposed to a quarterly garbage fee.
Mayor Reichert says it was a tough decision to make.
The expense to the government of sending out quarterly bills as opposed to a one-time annual bill is significant.
The county would save about $100,000 in the mailing process. Mayor Reichert says he understands the inconvenience this annual billing is to residents, so he has a compromise.
I've said we'll make the due date March the 31st of 2018. That gives people 4 months to save up the money that they would need for the annual payment.
If his veto is sustained in March, residents will pay $300, which includes the final quarter fee for this year. Then in November of 2018, they'll pay $240 for the following year.
I really think once we get over this initial year, it'll have an overwhelming approval rate. It's just the transition that's a little rough, so we're taking care of that.
Meanwhile, Brenneman is going to have to figure out how to come up with that money.
Scratch and take it out of something else. It will be a hardship. It will be a big hardship. Less groceries.
Mayor Reichert also says the 2018 budget has the annual fee included. If they go back to quarterly, they'll have to figure out how to fund the solid waste budget. Commissioners can override the mayor's veto. Commissioner Allen says he plans to vote against the veto, but doesn't think they'll get the 6 votes they need. That vote will take place September 5th.
All right, thank you so much. Very good job there, Edna.